Life is not always fair. Sometimes, no matter how good we are, the world throws pain, betrayal, and loss our way. But here's a question. When life feels unfair, how should we respond? Today, I want to share the story of one man, a man who faced betrayal, sickness, and endless wars, yet remained calm, wise, and unshaken. That man was Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, and his story still teaches us how to face unfair life with strength. Marcus Aurelius was not born like an ordinary child. From a young age, people around him saw something different. He was quiet, thoughtful, and always curious about life. While other children played loudly, Marcus would often sit with books or speak with philosophers who visited Rome. He wasn't chasing glory, he wasn't chasing wealth. Instead, he wanted to understand what is the right way to live. By destiny, Marcus rose to power. He became the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man in the world at that time. Imagine it. Armies waiting for his command, riches flowing into his palace, people bowing before him. To many, this would be a dream life. But for Marcus, it was a test. Because even as the ruler of Rome, life was never fair to him. Marcus faced betrayal from his closest generals. He saw friends turn into enemies. He lost many of his children at a young age. He suffered from constant illness in his own body. And on top of all this, wars kept rising on the borders of the empire. Think about it. He had everything: power, wealth, honor, yet he also carried pain, grief, and endless responsibility. At times, he must have wondered, why me? Why is life so cruel? And isn't that the same question we sometimes ask ourselves? Now, let me take you to one moment in his life. The empire was at war. Marcus was tired, sick, and far away from Rome, leading his army in cold lands. One night, he learned that a group of senators in Rome, the very men who were supposed to support him, were secretly plotting against him. Imagine how that must have felt. After all his sacrifices, after all his sleepless nights protecting Rome, the people in power wanted to betray him. It was unfair, and Marcus had the power to crush them all. With one command, he could have punished every single one of them. But here comes the turning point. Instead of letting anger control him, Marcus paused. He reminded himself of something he had written in his private journal. When you wake up in the morning, remember, today you will meet ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous people. But none of them can truly harm you, unless you let them. This was Marcus's practice of Stoicism, a way of living where you don't control the world, but you control yourself. So what did Marcus do? He chose patience over anger. He chose reason over revenge. Instead of wasting his life fighting small enemies, he focused on the greater duty, protecting the empire and serving the people. He kept writing his thoughts at night, not for others, but for himself. Reminding his own heart, life is short. People may act unfairly, but your response, your character, that is always in your control. Think about the strength it takes to live like that, to have the whole world in your hands, yet not let power or pain poison your soul. Years later, as Marcus grew old, he was still leading his army in battle. His body was weak. He had lost so much in life: children, friends, health. But his spirit remained unbroken. On his deathbed, Marcus did not ask for pity. He did not curse fate. Instead, he accepted everything as part of nature's plan. His last words to his soldiers were calm and simple. Do not mourn me. Think instead of the empire and the duties you must carry forward. Even at the end, he chose dignity over despair. So, what can we learn from Marcus Aurelius? Life will not always be fair. People will betray us. Dreams will break. Pain will visit us, sometimes again and again. But here's the truth. We cannot control what happens outside. We can only control what happens inside. Marcus Aurelius showed us the Stoic way. When anger rises, choose patience. When life feels cruel, choose acceptance. When others act unjustly, choose your own integrity. Because in the end, power, money, success, all of it fades. But how we carry ourselves, how we respond to the storms of life, that becomes our legacy. So next time life feels unfair, remember this. Don't ask, why me? Ask, how should I respond? And if you respond with calm, with strength, with dignity, then no matter how unfair life seems, you have already won. This was the story of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, a man who faced betrayal, sickness, and endless battles, yet taught the world the power of inner strength. And maybe, just maybe, his way of living can guide us too in our own struggles. Because life may not be fair, but you, my friend, can still be strong.